I even get into this, I want to preface this by saying I have done no drugs whatsoever in my entire life. The only thing I've done is weed, alcohol, and good old nicotine here, all at the age of 21. I am 21 in places where it's legal. Like here in California, weed is legal, nicotine is legal, alcohol is legal, as long as you're 21 for all of them, all right? So I have not broken any laws. However, that does not mean that I wouldn't like to perhaps do some drugs, such as psychedelics, which sound very fun to me. Unfortunately, I believe the only state where they're decriminalized or legalized, I don't know exactly, is Oregon. I think Oregon recently just like decriminalized or legalized all drugs or something, which is pretty fucking insane. However, it is not against the law to want to do an illegal drug. Only once you do it, or once you, I guess consuming it isn't the illegal part, it's having it, but you have to have it to consume it. It's confusing. But regardless, I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, just having a good old time, and suddenly I stumbled across this tweet from Senator Scott Wiener. And yes, that is the name. I don't know if it's not pronounced Wiener, but we're pronouncing it Wiener, okay? No hate towards this dude. I love this dude based on this policy that he's proposing. But we're calling him Scott Wiener, okay? Our legislation decriminalizing possession of psychedelics, SB 519, has passed the Senate Health Committee, its second committee, and now heads to the Senate Appropriations Committee. We need to end the war on drugs. We need to allow people to access psychedelics. And this is a California bill. This would be a bill that would pass in California. So this got me real excited and curious. So I was like, oh, okay. Whew, all right. Let's look into this bill then. So I did. I went to the California Legislative Information website. It's leginfo.legislature.ca.gov/faces/bill-client.xhtml ? bill_ID equals, and then a bunch of numbers. You can just look up California Bill SB 519, California Legislative Information, and you can find exactly this, and it'll allow you to track the progress of said bill. It is a pretty awesome website. If there's a very particular bill or policy that you know of that you want passed and you are trying to track its progress, whether or not it's been struck down or whether or not it's passed, it's pretty damn cool. So let's go ahead and check out what this bill plans to do. This bill would make lawful the possession for personal use as described and social sharing as defined of psilocybin, so shrooms, psilocin, dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, ibogaine, mescaline, lysergic acid diethylmalide, the LSD, ketamine, and MDMA. Not even going to try to pronounce the chemical name of MDMA. By and with persons 21 years of age or older. The bill would provide penalties for possession of these substances on school grounds or possession by or sharing with persons under 21 years of age, which is probably a good thing. Now, how has this bill done? This bill, hypers in chat, if this bill sounds too good to be true, decriminalizing possession and use of like all of these different psychedelics for people under or above the 21 and older, like, goddamn, sounds too good to be true, right? Well, I don't know if it's going to make it, all the way to being passed and set into law. It has gotten pretty far, quite a bit further than I would have expected. So here we have, it was first introduced on February 17th, 2021. Introduced, read first time, to commission on RLS for assignment to print. Then on the 18th, from printer may be acted upon on or after March 20th. Then on the 22nd, Article 4, Section 8A of the Constitution dispensed with. And then it was voted on on the 22nd with 32 ayes and 4 noes. And then a few people who abstained from voting or just didn't show up. Passed that first committee pretty fucking strongly. 32-4 in the positive. That's pretty good. It passed its first committee. That was pretty fucking good. That's where most bills end up dying, I think, is that first committee. That's like where all of the no chance it's going to make it anywhere bills die. And then it was amended once or twice to where it is now, what we just recently read. And then on the 25th of January, February, March, it got amended again, and then it was passed on to the Committee on Health, and back on April 6th, and it passed with 4 ayes and 1 no. So still doing pretty good. About the same ratio, honestly. Doing pretty good. Set for hearing April 14th. Read second time and amended, and now set for another hearing on May 3rd in 2 days. So you better believe I'm going to be, I've literally bookmarked this particular page so I can track this bill. So yeah, we're going to be following this. But why is this so important? Besides the fact that, haha, drugs fun, why is this so important? Why is this bill so exciting and so important? Well, as you all know, the drug war is considered one of the biggest failed policies in American history. People who worked in the Reagan administration have come out with like testimony that it was specifically meant to target black people and to hurt black people. It wasn't about getting drugs off the streets. It was about hurting minorities. And there are people from, I mean, criminologists know this. Sociologists and criminologists already knew this. This is the well understood, acknowledged outcome of that policy. But there has even been eyewitness testimony that it was the intention of the Reagan administration to have that effect. However, why is it so harmful to keep these drugs criminalized? Well, as conservatives will be so quick to point out to you, taking away guns doesn't get rid of guns. Criminalizing guns doesn't get rid of guns. Same goes for drugs. Criminalizing drugs doesn't get rid of them. It just makes it so that my cat is screaming in the other room for some reason. I guess she's bored. It just makes it so that the drugs are there, but the people benefiting from them, selling them, and distributing them are criminals that are unregulated by the government, making it a lot more dangerous. There are a lot of psychedelic drugs that are cut, by that I mean the mass of what you have is spread out with a lot of adulterants, right? To make it look like there's more there. And one of the most popular adulterants that a lot of drugs are cut with is fentanyl. Hypers in chat, if you're aware of how dangerous fentanyl is. Let me go ahead and show you how much fentanyl can kill you. So to give you an idea, here is a comparison between how much heroin is needed to kill you and how much fentanyl is needed to kill you through overdose. Heroin's not very much. That much can cause you to overdose. This, though, this is like a fucking crumb of powder. Not to mention, touching fentanyl with your bare skin can get you high. Touching this much fentanyl with your bare skin could potentially kill you, which is why paramedics, when they go to deal with an overdose, almost always use gloves, not necessarily because they're scared that, like, you know, you could throw up on them or something, but because they're worried there could be fentanyl from the drugs that you've been using, even if you didn't specifically buy fentanyl or know there was fentanyl in it, on your body. And if that touches their skin, it could put their life in danger, or in best case scenario, get them high. And it's a pretty severe high too. So this has been true of a lot of drugs in the past. The fact that we have to realize that criminalizing these drugs only makes it so that criminal organizations benefit from their sale and use. And there are no safe places to use these drugs if you're addicted to them. Though granted, there aren't very many addictive hallucinogens like psychedelics, right? Like DMT DMT and LSD aren't, from my understanding, addictive. Is MDMA addictive? I actually don't know. MDMA could be addictive. I don't know about that one. But most psychedelics, from my understanding, aren't addictive drugs. MDMA is addictive? Hold on. Does anyone here know for sure, is MDMA addictive? It has addictive potential. Okay. There's a difference between something being addictive and something having the likelihood or possibility of you gaining a chemical dependency on it, right? Then again, you could get a chemical dependency on alcohol, and especially nicotine. I'm addicted to nicotine. That said, this bill would be phenomenal if it makes it through. Not just for the legal reasons as well, but because there's been a lot of testing being done with particularly psilocybin, which is in mushrooms, on dealing with depression and other mental health issues, especially PTSD and borderline personality disorder. Apparently, and obviously depression as well. It's been found in a lot of trials that have been being done that psilocybin, microdosing psilocybin, can have a lot of positive effects, more positive effects than any SSRI that we've been using currently, that's currently decriminalized or legalized, right? There is no reason whatsoever for these things to be criminalized. There are no positive outcomes that come from it. They need to be decriminalized. Will they be decriminalized? I imagine they will at some point in the future. And I would bet California would be one of the first states to do it. I feel like a lot of people outside of California believe that it's a very blue state all across the board. And it is a pretty blue state, but you have to understand there are a lot of people here that are conservative. Especially, I think Lonnie said in Orange County, there's a lot of conservative people. I don't know California all that well, but from talking to people who live here and my time being here in general, depending on where you are, there are a lot of conservatives who may not be down to vote on a bill like this. But then again, even among conservatives, everybody here does recreational drugs. I'm not kidding. Out here in California, everybody here does recreational drugs. And I feel like if this bill was up to a vote, I'm pretty sure it would probably pass pretty fucking strongly. Everybody here would be down for the decriminalization of LSD, MDMA, DMT, psilocybin, and so on. So yeah, Hey, sounds exciting. Tell you what, if this shit gets decriminalized, if it gets decriminalized, then maybe I'll do like a parody video of the what was it, the Big Money Salvia, internet comment etiquettes video, driving on salvia, but instead maybe I'll do driving on DMT or something. That could be fun, right? Only I wouldn't drive at all because I would get too high to even like put the keys into the ignition. And that would be the joke of the video, just like in the driving on salvia video. I feel like that would be fun. Anyway, super exciting bill. We're going to be following this pretty closely, okay? The next hearing for this bill is on the 3rd of May. We are 2 days out. I am really fucking excited. Really fucking excited. I'm hyped, okay? Let's hope it makes it through. And everybody, I want you, if you live in California, even if you don't live in California, follow Senator Scott Wiener on Twitter and send your support for Bill SB 519, okay? This right here is why electoralism outside of just the presidency is important, why local politics are so important. Mayors and state senators, these are the people that make the decisions on whether or not weed gets legalized in your state, much less fucking psychedelics, you know? Yeah. So, hey, if you're excited for this, signal your support. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe and ring the bell icon if you're new here and you haven't already. You definitely should. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all through the links in the description. You can also join my fan Discord, the link in the description. And if you want to support me financially, you can pledge to me on Patreon, sub, or donate through my website, xanderhall.com/live. I really do appreciate people who do that. I would not be able to do this for a living if it were not for your monetary contributions to my well-being. And of course, if you want to support me on YouTube, you can subscribe or donate on YouTube through the super chat or join button. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and keep your let's send Scott Wiener our energy and hope this bill gets passed. Have a good one.